How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams from the Hard Gainer Academy. Over here, we make gains in fitness and choose stocks to get your portfolio in shape. Also got to throw out the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So when you do invest, just know that you're doing it on your own risk, all right? So what I'm going to be talking about is AMC and an important update that I just read from an article this morning that I want to share with you guys. After we go through this article, we're going to be talking about the price action and so forth, and also looking at some historical numbers for AMC to see why, you know what, it actually has some relevance into regard to what's going on, and also an update in regards to the short interest, because that's going to have a big effect on the short squeeze that you're going to be looking for. All right, so let's go through the article. So here's the article that was posted at 5:51 a.m. today. GameStop AMC bounce after Robinhood scraps trading curbs. Shares in GameStop Corp and AMC Entertainment Holdings rebounded slightly in pre-market trading after Robinhood removed limits on buying the two stocks which have been at the center of the battle between Reddit-empowered retail traders and short sellers. Robinhood's move, announced in an update on the trading platform support page, comes a day after it increased limits on purchases of the two stocks. GameStop has plunged 84% so far this week, while AMC has tumbled 47% as retail traders flock to other corners of the stock market, such as small drug developers. If you guys don't know what that was, I won't discuss it in this video, but if you want to get some more details on that, I'll be proud to share that with you guys. So let's continue. Both shares rose in pre-market trading on Friday, with GameStop up 14% and AMC up 8.9% at 5:30 a.m. The stock skyrocketed in late January as day traders that populate Reddit's wallstreetbets forum sought to fend off short sellers. Robinhood's temporary restrictions on the Reddit group's favorite stocks last week was triggered an outcry among retail traders who said the brokerage had sided with hedge funds and institutional money. In order to shore up its capital amid the trading frenzy, the trading app operator had to borrow or raise millions of dollars. Part of this reason being is, I spoke about this in the other video, a lot of people are using margin to do some of these trades, right? And we've already talked about why that is not a great idea either. So just to kind of recap on that article, the best part about it is trading restrictions have been lifted. I've gotten some emails as well from the brokers that I'm with, and I've gotten the same info as well. And you know what? This is actually a good thing because this is going to help with overall volume for today. When you watch this video, again, today is February the 5th. We're in the morning. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the stock actually does today because there's no restrictions. So we can see whether people are still have a lot of interest in AMC. All right. So now what we're going to be going over is some news. So even though this article came out 2 weeks ago, it's kind of interesting that, you know what, 2 weeks has passed and here we are today about AMC. So here it is. So AMC is supposed to open 42 movie theaters across Illinois by next Friday. This article was published on January the 21st. So what this means, AMC is going to be back in business again, right? They're going to be opening up locations. So what does this do? This does give a little bit of hope. AMC got really hit hard by COVID, and you know we see that reflection in the stock price even before all of this run-up actually happened, right? So why is this even relevant? It's because, you know what, things are going according to plan. AMC said, hey, 2 weeks ago, we're going to be opening up some more locations, and it's happening right before our eyes. So these are one of the things where, you know, we got to really pay attention to, and it's part of the reasons why I'm actually going to be talking about where the price of AMC stock was last year, so you can get a good idea in regards, hey, what kind of floor are we looking for in regards to the price and where we could see a possible short squeeze actually happening. All right. So let's talk about the day. I said that, you know what, yeah, it was down almost 21%. So there was a high where it hit around 874 right at open. And then it ended up dumping all the way down to $7. So there was a lot of selling that was going on, but also there was a lot of buying. And that's one of the things that is super important. When you are buying, you need to make sure that you are holding. If you're constantly buying and selling, so if you're like a day trader and so forth, you're really not supporting the movement because you're still putting out shares out there that can be scooped up, right? The whole idea is to hold these shares. That's the whole idea of this, right? So if you're purchasing, hold more. Let's say, for example, you got in at a really high average then you might want to think about averaging down. So if you got in at $14, $15, by getting AMC at these prices, again, that'll help bring the average down. But like I always say, I'm not a financial advisor, and it's not financial advice, but it's just something to actually think about, all right? So now what we're going to be covering into is where AMC was last year and why is it even relevant? So right before COVID hit, AMC was actually trading in the same $7 price range where we see it trading now. Interesting. We've already heard recently inside the news, BlackRock, investment firms have increased their positions, buying more shares. I find that, you know what, at $7 where AMC was, and this was last year, February, right? So it's kind of funny how history kind of repeats itself. Like, it got beaten down throughout the whole year of 2020, and here we are in February, moving at the same price where it was last year, February. So what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing in regards to looking at how these charts are and so forth, be positive, right? I'm not saying, well, you know what, when you trade, you should have emotion and stuff like that. But no, it's not even about that. It's getting very, very interesting because even this morning in pre-market, the stock gapped up, right? I think at the end of after hours yesterday, it was like around the 680 range. And then like this morning, it literally like gapped up. I think it gapped up to like around almost $9, or maybe it was around $9. So that's showing some really, really good signs. Whenever we see a gap up, that looks really good. As far as what's going to be happening at market open, it's going to be interesting. Because again, we don't have to deal with any more restrictions and so forth. So if we see the prices start tumbling down even further, so that pretty much means beating the low of where it was yesterday, then we know, you know what? There's a lot less holding going on and there's a lot of selling. Since the stock went down almost 21%, we also got to think about the SSR rule. So the short sale restrictions. There was still a lot of volume in regards to the amount of people who were shorting the stock yesterday. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be very interesting. We already know the last time when we looked, even at the short interest, it was around 79%. You'll hear a lot of YouTubers say, oh, this is what the short interest is now, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you right now, be very cautious of that because we're not going to get the actual number until after February the 9th. So February the 9th is when we're going to have the number. A lot of places or a lot of like YouTubers that are saying, well, you know what, it's at this amount, it's going to be that amount. These are just all estimations. The actual number, I want to repeat this, is coming on February the 9th. And the best part about it is, if we see that the short interest has gone up, then we have a higher chance of getting a short squeeze because that means that there's more shares being shorted, right? But again, there's so much shares that have been scooped up by everyone who's a part of the movement, they're going to have to pay more to cover because there's just not enough shares, right? So this is one of the things where a squeeze can likely happen, all right? Another thing that I want to go through as well is, let me just put my phone down here. The people who are holding, I want to congratulate you. I know a lot of people have been selling. I've been seeing it all over on social media, so forth. A lot of people are taking in some really, really big losses. As far as for myself, am I going to be adding to my position? Not yet. And part of the reasons, while I'm not going to be adding to my positions not yet, I still feel like there might be some room for the price to go down. I'm not saying this to discourage you or to frustrate you and so forth, but again, the average where I'm at, I'm just like, hey, you know what? I want to bring it down. And to buy at this range where it is currently, it doesn't really make that much sense. So if it goes down a little bit lower, that would be great. I was actually speaking with some friends, and we were saying that, you know what, there's a huge possibility before this stock actually has the opportunity to squeeze, it could see the $5 range, possibly even the $4 range. One of my friends says, hey, you know what, he's literally not going to start buying in until it hits $3. So again, looking at all of those things and the way how we crunched it and the way how I'm kind of averaging it out for myself, I'll start becoming more interested in buying and holding some more shares if I see this come down into the $5 range and probably add a little bit more if it does get down to the $4 range. Like I said, I am not saying that's going to happen, but if it does, I will be there to scoop some up and hold, all right? I also want to say that, hey, anyone who's investing any money and they're really a part of this movement, be very, very cautious. Just know whatever money that you're using, you cannot be afraid to lose it. Like I said in the other video, you don't want to be putting up your bill money because like I said, the bill collector, It's not going to say, well, you know what? I understand. You were trading on the stock market. You don't have to pay your bills this month. No, it doesn't work that way. So just know whatever you're investing, just be willing to lose it. If you're not willing to lose it or you can't stomach the risk, then hey, just watch from the sidelines. No one's going to be mad at you because you got to look out for yourself first at the end of the day. All right. So before this trading day actually starts, I'm really hoping that we could see some good price action from AMC. As far as my price prediction, here's my price prediction. So there was it was a good, we've been getting some good pre-market action. So since we've been in that $7 range, like I said, the same point where we were last year, to be honest with you guys, it'll be great if we could keep that level. Like, it would be great to keep that $7 level until close. Like, that would be great. I have a feeling if we end up going down into the sixes, then there's a possibility that $6 range could just stay, or we might end up going into the $5 range. But I'm just trying to be really positive about it. I know February the 9th is going to be coming up next week. It's not that far from now. So there's going to be a big move. Well, I'm looking for a big move. We can't predict the future, right? So I would just honestly say, be patient. If you're going to buy more and you're looking to actually hold, which you should be, then again, make sure you're getting in at a good average. You don't want to just keep piling on the money. Another person asked me like, hey, do I think that AMC is going to hit $20 again and so forth? Again, I don't really know the answer to that. It's really going to be dependent on what the short interest is, and we're not going to find it out till February the 9th. So whatever YouTuber is telling you, hey, this is what it is right now at this current moment, it's not true. They just don't know the actual answer. They're just making guesses. So, hey, just wanted to update you guys with that. Hope you have a good morning, and I'll be talking to you guys later on in the evening. Peace out.